Hey, y'all, my name is Bryant Young.
And Derek Chaney.
Here with the Decent Dads podcast. We just got done with our episode with Daniel Ogunyemi.
Yeah. Don't ask me to spell his last name.
I can,
But
I can do it. I'm really good at it.
Well, fun fact, we found out he is not Chinese.
No,
He
he's
said that
not. I
himself.
can't wait for y'all to see this guy. He talked about basketball. We talked about the things that we are most excited about seeing our kids doing. It was a killer episode.
Kid Logic.
Kid Logic.
Which is
exactly.
comical in
Yeah,
itself.
absolutely.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. So
much fun.
That was a lot of fun. Some stuff, he's looking forward to, we're looking forward to as far as being parents, and getting kids involved in different things. But yeah, he was a killer guest. I'm excited for everybody to listen to it and hear it. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, I hope y'all enjoy. So without further ado,
Let's do it.
Decent Dads podcast. Here we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Decent Dads podcast. We're here to tell dad jokes, drink coffee, and build a community of dads navigating fatherhood together. I'm Bryant Young, fearless leader, co-host, girl dad, and your friendly local insurance agent based out of Springfield, Missouri. Now, before we get started on today's episode, please help me welcome. He's a 6'3" sophomore shooting guard from small town Missouri. He wishes he was a first-team All-American, but instead, he's the coolest co-host with the most, a fantastic father of two, and the home loan expert. Folks, put your hands together and welcome the incomparable Mr. Derek Chaney. How are you, Derek?
Man, switch it up.
Just trying to mess with it a little bit.
I like
Trying to have a
that.
little fun with it.
It honestly caught me off guard. I was like, how's he going to introduce me this week?
I've done the same intro like 10, 12 times. So I was like, we're going to do something different this time. Just mess with it a little bit.
I was like, shoot, where are you going with this? But anyways, I'm doing great.
Hey, is it a good day for a good day?
It's a good day for a good day, boys.
It is a good day.
Got our hoppy coffee. So can't complain there.
And we got our coffee of the root variety over here from Mr. Ogunyemi.
Yeah. To each their own.
Exactly. Why not?
But yeah, that's another thing I'm excited about. We got a fabulous guest today.
The best dressed guy we've ever had on the show,
Right.
making us all look real bad. So thanks, dude. Appreciate that about you.
Yeah. No doubt. I do what I can.
You're making our podcast look way more official.
Yeah, actually, I think you're probably right. That's actually.
Like that.
Can you just want to come hang out every week, please?
You live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
It took quite a bit of time to get here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. But no, got Daniel Ogunyemi on here today.
Yeah, we do.
Daniel, I think I've got to know you over the past few months a little bit.
Yeah.
Bryant, I think he's known you quite a bit longer than I have.
It's been a couple of years. Yeah, we served.
Yeah,
we got the opportunity to do Leadership Springfield together several years ago. So
that's wild. I've been in Springfield that long.
Yeah. It was before the pandemic, 2019, right? I think that's when it was. Was that when we did Leadership
I think it was
Springfield?
bthink it was before that. I think it was 17, 18.
Is that what it was? Okay, I could
think
be wrong.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You're getting old, pal.
Yeah. I think you're the youngest guy in the room.
Yeah, you're actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the youngest guy we've had on the show. So.
All right, cool. That's why I drink root beer.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's fine. I wouldn't worry
He
about
can't
that.
drink our normal coffee. Oh man, but anyways, Daniel, we know you a little bit. Some of the listeners, viewers might not know you. However, if they live in Springfield, I don't know how they wouldn't know you.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Because you're involved with I think every organization imaginable here in town.
The Sun, for sure.
But for whatever reason, if somebody doesn't know you, tell us, who you are, what you do, give us your dad resume. Tell us how many kids you have, what are their ages, which one's your favorite, and just kind of go from there.
Which one's my favorite?
So we've done
Most
this
people don't
12
catch
times. We've only had one other person acknowledge that question. He asks it every week.
Really?
Yeah, and only one other person's like, I can't say that.
Dads
It's like,
don't listen, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotta listen.
Really forwarding the stereotype there.
Yeah, I'm originally from Louisiana.
Yeah.
I was born there. I was raised there. My last name is Ogunyemi. It's not Chinese, which, believe it or not,
Okay, yeah.
it does come up.
Real? Wait, no.
I didn't make that up. I'm dead serious.
Okay,
People are
all
like,
right.
"Is that Chinese?" It's like, I'm going to start saying, "Yeah,
Yeah,
You should. Yeah, just
you should
go into it.
I am
Yeah.
of Asian descent, just
yes,
go
of,
from there.
of Asian descent."
Yeah, I'm 6'7", and I look like I do,
for
and
real.
I'm of Asian descent. Sure.
I'm not 6'7".
Yeah, you are.
Close enough.
I'm not close enough. So my dad is from Nigeria, the other China.
Yeah.
And
From China.
and my mom was born in the States. They met somewhere along the college journey.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 6, and clearly the best.
Obviously.
I have
Obviously.
two older sisters, and then there were 4 boys. There's a 20-year gap between myself and my oldest sister.
Whoa.
And then there's a 10-year gap between myself and my oldest brother. So they had a life before me, and then I came along and enhanced it for the better.
Yes, you did.
So were you a surprise then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
pretty much.
No,
It was
10 years
a-
later? No.
Well,
What are you
no.
talking about?
So
With those age
it was
gaps, you have
10.
to.
So my oldest brother, he was born in 87. Brother right above me. Brother right under him was born in 88, and then the brother right above me was born in 90, and I was born in 95.
Yeah.
So my sisters were born at some funkadelic time. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I can't wait till
Too far back.
I can't wait till they listen to this.
Shout out to
It's
the
gonna be
Ogunyemi
great.
clan. We're excited y'all to see this
The
too.
entire Ogunyemi clan. I cannot wait. I've been an uncle pretty much my whole life. My oldest nephew is 7 months younger than I am, so
Wow.
that's my favorite job because you get to have them and then you send them back.
Yeah.
I moved to Missouri to play basketball at Southwest Baptist University, Division II
Bearcats.
school, in what I thought was Bolivar, Missouri. It's,
Well, coming from Louisiana,
It's
I don't
because I'm-
expect you to know how to say it.
well, it's because I'm Chinese, so
Oh my God.
You don't speak Hick too well. Huh?
Yeah.
nah.
along with what do we have around here? Cairo and Nevada and all the other
yeah.
mispronounced words in our
It's-
in our state.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
My undergrad in psychology, then I went to Evangel and got my master's in counseling. I worked in child welfare for a while. I decided not to get licensed in counseling because I loved my program. I loved what I learned. I think I still use it every day. But I got this community bug from somewhere. So I wanted to get more involved with the community. And that just kind of took off. So I finished my program in 2018 from Evangel and then did Leadership Springfield, which was, I think, the first thing that I actually started to do. Went to a Good Morning Springfield, had no clue what that was, who these people were. I actually met another dad, Chris Jarrett.
Yeah.
He was the first person I ever got lunch with. Linda Merklin was the first person I ever got coffee with, and then I just kind of snowballed from there.
Nice.
So,
Really?
yeah.
And then
Cool.
fast forward
That's
3 or
cool.
4 years, and he is the talk of the town near constantly and always.
Oh man,
It's not because you wear double-breasted jackets at 9 o'clock at night or anything.
It's because I bust out of him. People are like, why is he still wearing that? He's clearly gained weight. But you get committed because money is it's fake.
Yeah,
So,
no, preach. No, I understand that, certainly.
yeah. I married Kai. I conned her into marrying me. We met at church actually, and I slid in the DMs. I don't know if
Attaboy.
people still say that. Slid in the
They
DMs.
don't, why not?
We talked. I found out she was the same age as the brother right above me, and at the time I was 18. So to her, that was not a thing. I put that nice Southern charm on her.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it went, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Can we ask her that question? What do you think she'll say?
No, this is Decent Dad.
Yeah,
Not
fair
okay.
enough.
Hey, we need a Kai
Yeah.
cam over there.
Exactly. He'll get Kai in the corner. She can chime in.
Oh yeah, that would be.
We'll get her on a video call later. We'll get her side of the story.
Okay. All right. Well, this allegiance is tearing down.
Yeah, no, I get it.
We married in 2017, and then had Kian, our son. He is 4. His birthday is 4 days before mine. And then we had Danny Grace, who will be 1 here in about a month. They're both wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of the long and short about me. I love to do stuff, not like blue collar stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cars. I don't know how to. I can put things together with an Allen wrench, they're very painful, by the way.
any
They're so
furniture.
small. Yes.
Well, yeah, man. Flat pack furniture is basically adult Legos. Like anything like that, it's just adult Legos. So I'm into it. I'm all about that kind
The
of stuff.
thing is, I always put at least one thing on backwards or upside down, and so I have to.
Yup.
And it's just so.
I resembled that remark.
Oh,
Or
it
you have
is-
the extra pieces left over at the end, and you're
Oh,
like,
for sure. Oh, for sure.
What am I missing?
No,
here?
no, I'm
something's
like,
wrong.
They
Something's
always
wrong.
send extra.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
always
yeah.
send
I
extra.
think, and that's the thing is you questioning, did they send something extra or did I mess
Yeah,
something
they don't
up? and what is it?
In the instructions.
We'll find out when something breaks.
Yeah, no joke, right? Well, and it's actually, I don't know, we've talked about this once or twice, but actually Weird Small World stuff, you and I probably were at the same wedding years and years ago because Kai was in the Thompson wedding.
Yeah.
And her best friend is my wife. One of her two best friends is my wife. So, like, I'm pretty sure Daniel and I were at a wedding together and didn't know each other.
Yeah.
How long have Alex and Marion been married for?
That was like I think that may have been the first wedding date I went to with Kai.
Sure. So, like, I mean, that's been almost a decade probably, or getting close. No, I'm not that far. Oh. Not that far. Whatever. But
it might be. That's painful.
Yeah. Isn't that
I've been
crazy?
here that long?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. You're getting old. That's all that is, dude.
I'm in my mid to late 20s. Yeah, I think I am.
Mid to late 20s, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
We won't talk about the rest of the. We won't talk about the rest of the numbers. Definitely firmly in my mid 30s. So we have a couple of things that we do. So Daniel's a good friend of mine, but he has not seen the podcast by design because he knew that he was going to be on the podcast and he didn't want to be didn't want to be intimidated. What did I say? I said anticipated. Good grief. Did not want to be intimidated by the process. So he doesn't know all the different things that we're going to do to him this podcast. But no, I'm joking. Every week we do a couple of things. One of them is Tantrum of the Week. And so
Tantrum of the Week.
So, and you got two, especially when I'm about to be one. I mean, I'm sure you have tantrums out the yin yang. Have you dealt with any tantrums this week? Anything that stands out to you as like a funny story or?
Tantrums aren't funny.
Well, touche. You're not wrong there. And
for our daughter, they're violent. She is. she's violent.
1-year-old, they're violent.
Yes,
she's got to fight off Kian. Like I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know what this baby's on. They were much different. Kian, we could put Kian down and we could leave the country and that kid would be fine. This little girl?
Yeah, not into it, huh?
She's a different story. So Tantrum of the Week, maybe today. She's not. Most of my stories are going to come from today because this week and today have been eventful.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, we want to know about it. Let's go.
I have a dad story too.
Good.
I don't know when that is in this segment, but I have one. It's embarrassing. Getting there, realizing that I am actually the progressive dad. No offense, not to mention another insurance agent, but
yeah, I see how you are.
You are my agent.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so it's okay. Tantrum of the Week. Yeah, that's probably it. I mean, she was not in the greatest of moods tonight for whatever reason, and we had gone to like a family event, and I was just trying to get her engaged, and it's just like the fallout thing I'm not a fan of. You fall out and you flail everywhere, and I try to turn her around towards me, and she has this like glaring stare. It's like the daggers of stares.
Yeah, the 1,000-yard stare right through you. Huh?
Right. You're just and you're just in the staring match, and all of a sudden it's a strike. That's the freshest in my mind.
I get that.
Kian also got mad at me a minute ago because Kian's a drummer, as well as a basketball.
He really?
If you let him tell it, yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm
he
into
has
that.
sticks. We listen to music, and I have to get them out of the car a minute ago, and he wants to have his infinite or his grand finale finish, and then I get him out, and he's upset at me, and he's just angry, and then I'm about to go. He's like, "Oh, can I go?" It's like, kids are.
It's time for bed, dude.
Right.
But you were just mad at me like.
Oh yeah,
5 seconds ago. Like you were upset.
Switch flips real quick.
Oh, it's
real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What'd you deal with this week? Anything?
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's been a really good couple weeks.
Good.
But
jealous.
I mean, there's been a couple good tantrums in there. So I think I mentioned on here before. Liam has like a blanket that's like his like comfort thing.
Sure.
You know, carries around with him and. He doesn't carry it around too much anymore, but just like when he's getting ready for bed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he named it Happy.
Okay, nice.
Happy, right?
I like
and
that
so
name.
Liam's almost 3, and so we're trying to teach him like independence. So, like, hey, you can go get that stuff yourself. You can go do this. You're big enough now, right? Well, the other night, I single dadding it, and we put Brody down. Liam wanted to help put Brody down, so I was like, absolutely.
That's cool.
Come help me put him down. And then he left Happy upstairs after we put Brody down. We went downstairs to go watch a movie to get him ready for bed. And then we get downstairs, and he realizes, like, I don't have Happy here with me, right?
It's a problem.
And
gotta have that lovey.
And he
gotta
always,
have that
and
lovey.
He always does, right? It's just like a comfort thing for him. And so he looks at me. He's like, Dada, where's Happy? And I was like, oh, he's upstairs, bud. You left him upstairs. He's like, Dada, go get Happy? And I'm like, no, bud,
You got it.
you're big.
You got legs.
You can
They
go get
work.
it. So I was like, Liam, go get Happy. And he's like, no, Dada, go get Happy. And I'm like, dude, you're a big boy. You can go do it. He's like, I'm not big. I'm too little. And I'm like, get out of here. And that's the thing. Like, we don't tell him like he's too little to do stuff.
Yeah,
right?
sure, of course not.
I mean, I don't want to put that mentality in his head. And
Plus, he's 5 feet tall.
yeah. And he's not little for his age. First of all,
5 foot tall.
Really?
yeah, he's a giant for his age.
That's awesome.
But
He's gonna be dunking next
yeah,
year.
so we're battling back and forth on who's going to get Happy. And I'm just like, I'm not giving in. And so I had to run upstairs for whatever reason. And so I get Happy and I put him at the top of the stairs to where he can see him. And I go back down there and he's like, Dad, I get Happy. And I'm like, nope, dude, that's yours, man. You got to go get him. And he has another meltdown there. And I'm like, dude, he's on the stairs. Just go over there to the stairs. So he walks to the stairs. Happy's not on the stairs. So then he loses it because Happy's not on the stairs. And I'm like, Liam, look at the top of the stairs. And he looks up there and he sees his blanket. And he's like, and he just lights up and he's like, I go get Happy. And I'm like, you're damn right you are. After a 30-minute battle over who's going to get this dang blanket, yeah, you're going to get it.
Yes, you will. No, hurry up. Let's go.
Yeah. Gosh, man. What about you, Brian?
So funny. So my tantrum is actually dealing with what basically started this podcast. Unfortunately, what kind of prompted the idea for this whole thing was that he was dealing with his kids having uncontrollable tantrums that sucked, obviously, and there was no stopping them. There was no explaining what was happening. It was just awful. And he was telling a buddy, or excuse me, he was just talking to a buddy of ours that started telling him the same story about the same stuff. But he hadn't said anything about it to him, and it's all about the bonding over the things that are almost universal for dads that we deal with. And I can tell you with a dad badge on my chest that we have officially reached the uncontrollable for no freaking reason tantrums stage. Elsie has, in the evenings in particular, hooray! We're so excited. She. End of the night, or not even end of the night, like we talked to the daycare folks and they're like, oh yeah, she had a great day, she was playing with this and doing that, and she let us do her hair and it was the greatest day ever, yada yada yada. She starts getting upset in the car and it doesn't stop until we sit down for dinner, and then like 5 minutes worth of shoving stuff in our face, and then it's another 20 minutes worth of screaming before we get in the tub. And it's just, there's no explanation, there's no stopping it, there's just, and God dang, dude, it's tough.
Yeah.
Like I now fully appreciate the level of like brain fog that just brings on, at least for me. Like, it's just one of those deals where it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to fix it. I want to help you. I'm a fix it guy. I'm a Mr. Fix It, a problem solver. But like, no, just can't do it. Can't touch it. There's just no help.
As the great Greg Young would say, it is what it is.
Yes, yeah. It is.
Dads
what
do
it is.
listen.
Yeah, they do. Dang right he does.
You know, I just thought of something. You mentioned this badge. I don't know if that's a thing about this podcast or if that exists.
We've talked about the dad badge.
Do Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, do they monopolize the badge, or can that become a thing?
I think
the dad badge.
We have coined a few terms on the podcast, and the dad badge is certainly one of them. When you take
I want an actual badge.
I know, we need to start giving that to our guests.
Actually, I kind of like that thought process. We've had a couple of guests talk about getting crapped on, and we feel like that's a pretty good dad badge. You know what I mean? Like, that's just inevitable if that's going to happen, right?
You've never gotten pissed on before, have you?
Come on. Yeah, I have.
You have?
Oh, unfortunately.
Okay.
Well, that's not just because she's been sitting in my lap, not because it's a little different plumbing, but like it certainly still results in the same result.
Yeah, but you know,
what else do we do every week, DC?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You know, speaking of getting pissed on, you you probably think of some dad hacks to avoid that.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
That's the second thing we always ask all of
dad
our
hack?
all of our guests, Daniel, is what's a good dad hack you have, or maybe some good dad advice that either you're
To not get pissed on or just in general?
Just in general, not so much on the P side.
If it involves piss, that's fine. It doesn't have to though.
Well, at first, I will answer that piss thing. I don't know. I think somebody told us about this, but you for Kian, for sure.
Sure.
You undo the diaper, you air it out, but then you cover it right back up.
Yeah.
Because
So you go right back over the top because it's like a shock to the system.
Yeah. And then you cover it up, and then
Oh, dude.
Was that a thing for
dude,
the little boys? Because that certainly is not a thing for the little
with
girls.
like diapers and little boys. Like there's some tricks to it. Like if
Yeah.
you don't do it right, like
you will. It's going to be like
no
a
joke.
either you get
like a good
you're
waterfall.
getting pissed on or you're getting leaked on. One of the two.
Yeah.
If you don't do it all right.
Absolutely.
Oh, be danged. All right, I like that.
Yeah.
So you open it up real quick, a little air on there, and then go
Yep.
back down, close it again, catch the
It
rest
became a
of
science for us.
it. That's
And
hysterical.
then sometimes,
No, go ahead.
It's like a
I
little
saw
water spout. It's like it doesn't go up very
It's
far.
not. It's
So,
a
like, even
normal
if it
size water
does-
spout. All right, you don't have to call it little.
Yeah. I mean, like the actual.
No, I know.
You know.
I'm just kidding.
Let's.
But yeah, no, that's funny because I hadn't thought about it like that because again I referenced different
Yeah.
plumbing. Like
They-
that's just not something we dealt
They
with.
make
with else.
the PPTP for a reason.
Don't know what that
Oh,
is.
You're a girl.
CPTP, yeah.
Don't know what that
You're a
is.
girl dad, so you don't know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's like a little
Tent?
cup tent that you put over it while you're changing the diaper to not get peed on.
No joke.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
correct.
Learn something new every day, boys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
It's gross.
Well,
but
so
it's the thing.
But yeah, well, I understand that too. So my dad hack this week is not actually a dad hack. It is more of a request for accountability.
I'll hold you accountable.
Yeah.
What you got?
It's a request for accountability. So my dad, my brother, and I have entered a fat bet. I talked to you about this a little bit
Yeah.
this morning. We have entered a fat bet for the
Speaking
for
of,
the
I gotta
first 6 months.
undo this. I'm sorry. I'm struggling. This
Right
over
on
here.
cue.
Right on cue. But yeah, so we've entered a fat bet. So my brother, dad, and I are competing about who can lose the most total percentage, lose the most weight, total percentage of their body weight in the next 6 months.
Okay.
Part of it is because my brother's getting married in the summer, and we're trying to lead up to
Hot girl summer.
exactly hot dad summer.
Get that dad bod ready.
Also, part of it is I fully recognize that I am a gigantic human and I need to fix that, and because I want to be around for the long haul. I've got a daughter. I do not want to be like the guy that can't walk her down the aisle or like is needing to be helped up the frickin' stairs when she's playing volleyball or something in high school. It's like I am or just not going to be there later in her life. And so I recognize that I am way too big. So this is a request, and I'm looking directly at the camera for this so that everybody can go ahead and feel free to shame me or whatever you feel the need to do. This is a request for accountability from all my dad buds. I am starting January 1 to now, I'm down 8 pounds as of this morning, but I need to get to... So you have to lose 10% of your total body weight, and I was at 256 when I started this.
Okay.
So 26 pounds total to get to that 10%, and I am 8 pounds the way there. So my personal goal is 30 pounds.
Okay.
So request for
awesome.
accountability.
Yeah. We have it on record here.
Exactly. It's on the internet now. Basically, this is me saying, feel free to fat shame me. Please do that. I am throwing it out there on the internet.
Yeah.
My accountability is what would Lizzo say?
I like that thought process.
Yeah,
It's not that I don't
WWLS,
appreciate where
yeah.
she's coming from. WWLS. I'm going to get that on a bracelet. I'm going to wear that
what would
everywhere.
Lizzo say?
It's not so much on like a actual weight side. It's more like on a health side thing.
Yeah.
Like I do a lot of sitting around and like eating cheeseburgers and doing nothing else. So
Yeah.
it's time for me to eat a little better and do a little better with myself. So this is I don't have a dad hack. I have a request for accountability. 2023. Here we go.
I'll get that. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
What do you got? Anything?
I mean, I was gonna say, Bryant, you're beautiful in my eyes. I don't
Appreciate
care, I don't
that.
care what that
I mean, I
number
agree
is.
with your
Yeah.
assessment.
That's what Lizzo would say.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's me impersonating Lizzo.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with your assessment.
well, you're not dressed appropriately.
Well, that's true.
I need to see some more.
I'm gonna need
some more
I'm gonna
cheeks.
need to see you with some cheeks and a flute. All right, let's get this going.
Oh man, but no. My dad hack. Shoot, man, I think this might have been like the first piece of dad advice that I was ever given from one of my good buddies, and I think it was before I ever even had kids. He came into town, and they had just one kid at the time, and me and Allie went out to eat with him, with him and his wife and their daughter at the time, and like right after we got our food, they requested the check, and I was like, "Dang, Keenan, okay, you're not getting dessert evidently, right?" and he's like, "No, dude," he's like, "You don't get it." He's like, going out to eat with little kids, he's like, they're little ticking time bombs. He's like,
I don't hate that.
But he's like,
I get where you're going with this.
The bad thing is like, you don't know what that timer is set for. So he's like, you get that check as soon as you can. Then if they blow up, you can just bounce out of there as quick as possible.
Dude, I love that.
So
that is great.
That's solid.
Request the check when you go out to eat as soon as that food hits the table, and then you're good to go at that point.
I think that's killer. Yeah. That's a really good idea.
I have a real one though.
Yeah, go ahead.
mean, like, okay, first of all, my wife truly is a good mom. She's a great mom, and that is the ultimate hack. If I had to have a close second though, it's not skipping naps.
Oh, sure.
It's not skipping. Do not skip these naps. Don't let these kids fool you. They will not want to go to bed, but it's a non-negotiable for me.
Sure.
The second half of that day makes such a difference.
Yes.
If they don't take a nap.
Oh, my.
Man.
They are. I don't even know the words.
Yeah.
But yeah, naps.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal.
No, we're a firm believer of sleep on the Decent Dads podcast. I spent 13 months with a daughter that wouldn't sleep through the night for more than like 2-3 hours at a time. So we're firm believers in sleep, and like sleep training and all the stuff that goes into that. So yeah, I love that. That's good.
Yeah, nice.
All right, Daniel. So we've gone through a couple of the things that we do every week, but then we also obviously just want to know more about our dad buds and want to hear all of their sagely wisdom. I know, even being a young guy, you're full of it. So sagely wisdom, not just full of it. But like, what is the best thing about being a dad? Like, what's the best thing? Is it like seeing your kids accomplish something, or like what's the best thing about being a dad?
Yeah, I think so. Kian right now, Danny Grace, I love seeing both of them just be able to do stuff. Like Danny Grace started walking, and
cool,
now she's
awesome,
making it. I don't know how many steps now where she's kind of go and fall, and she's turning around.
Yeah.
And I mean, those things are so cool because it's like, the first 6 months, the first 3 months especially, were just. They're rough.
It's tough.
Yep.
But I don't remember them now because it's just like seeing her walk and just be able to accomplish stuff and the fine motor skills and all that. It's just amazing. And Kian is, we just signed him up to play, to start organized sports. But the boy's brain is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like his memory is insane. He'll remember things that we did. It's like, dude, I kid you not. Sometimes we're like, dude, he's just making it up, but he's not. There are like real things that we've done. We talked about the other night. I was laying with him and showing him pictures. He was asking about Silver Dollar City, and I don't even know. He's 4, so it's at least it was over a year ago that we went.
So
and he's
a third
remembering,
of his life ago.
Yeah, and he's
quarter of his life ago.
he's remembering exactly what we did and what it looked like, and it's like,
How
dude,
cool
that's
is that?
crazy.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah.
And watching, we try to brainwash into basketball because I just love basketball.
Yeah. Oh, we got a whole question lined out for you on
For basketball,
dude. Don't worry about that.
He probably looked at some stats.
No, we would never do something like that.
But we would be interested to know those stats if you're willing to share.
I'll spare you.
Okay.
There's no conversation. They weren't there. No, but he
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
but just like his basketball knowledge even is just wild. He starts talking about these things, and we're going to Missouri State games, and just to see him light up. I mean, it's seeing these kids be able to light up. We went to this is the last story about that. We had gone to Alabama for a funeral, actually, my grandmother, and then on the way back, we stopped at the Oklahoma City Thunder game, but we didn't tell him we were going.
Sweet.
And we get in there, and he's like, we're standing in line. He's like, where are we? He didn't know where we were.
Yep.
And we get in there. He's like, is this a basketball game? And so we're still not, we're not answering him. And we get in there. And we walked in
so
right
cool.
when
That's so cool.
they're starting to do like the national anthem and all that. And so do the starting lineups, and we get to our seat, and he starts crying. It's like, that type of stuff is so cool because he was so excited. I don't know that. Seeing them excited, I know it's probably the most cliche thing, but seeing them excited and having fun is like it's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
And then
That's
vice
so
versa
cool. Yeah.
is like, anybody mess with my kid, it's on. Like,
No, it's game over for sure.
Papa Bear's coming out.
Yeah,
We've
you'll
talked
see a
about
totally
Papa Bear
different-
before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, one of our guest coffee mugs literally says Papa Bear on
Oh,
it. So
yeah.
that's a whole thing.
Yeah, and I think to piggyback on that too, one of the coolest things about being a parent is how simple the things are that amazes them.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally took my answer. That's exactly what I had written
Yeah,
down. That's just, how cool is the simplest stuff,
I
man?
mean,
Right.
I
Yeah,
think,
so
I think
cool.
that's such a cool thing that we can learn from our kids as parents.
That's
It's
true.
like,
That's a good point.
Be amazed by simple things that, sure we see every day, but it might be their first time seeing it. So they're like, wow,
Exactly.
and you're like, what, when you look at it and think about it, you're like, what, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so just if you could like bottle that up, for a little bit and use that yourself, that'd be awesome.
Oh, I mean, that kind of enthusiasm. And else, so my lone daughter is younger than your oldest kids, but like we're getting into that part where she's got a couple of word sentences in her, and we're starting to communicate better than just food, milk, bath. You know what I mean? Like we're starting to have little conversations. Holy crap, man!
It's different.
Like it is so much fun for my daughter to look me in the face and go, "Tinkle," which in our family means "Sing me Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
Oh, me and Daniel were thinking the same.
Yeah. It is not.
that.
It is not the P thing. It's a
Yeah.
whole. We're getting to the potty training. That's a whole different can of worms.
Oh,
But the turtle and I will sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
What did you say?
I call Elsie the turtle.
Okay.
So our first ultrasound, she did not look like a baby. She looked like a turtle. And so we have since been
Turtle
calling
forever.
her Turtle forever. All of her stuffed animals are turtles. All of her tub toys are turtles. It's a
Really?
it's a real problem, Daniel. But yeah, so the turtle and I, we will sing "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" and "Baa Black Sheep" and "Old MacDonald," but she knows to request those. And so
Yeah,
she and I,
that's
because my mom's a music teacher, I was a choir guy growing up, and so like I love doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's even just the simplest. I was so proud that my daughter's first address was Dada. Like, we bought the Jimmy Fallon book. Your first words will be Dada.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we did
Oh, yeah.
all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff. And, like, I think Liv would probably contest that she said Dada before she said Mama, but, like, I think she said Dada first.
Me too.
I don't know if it was actually real or
gotta
not. I might have been back at work, and she might have said Mama to Liv, and she just didn't tell me about it. But
She would have told you.
yeah, no,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think actually think you're probably not wrong. But yeah, like even just the simplest stuff, like saying little words or those little phrases. But now, as she's getting older and we're being able to have those conversations on our way back from daycare.
Yeah.
Even just like in the back seat. We
Yeah.
ran into one of her buddies, so we got the opportunity to take Elsie to Bass Pro this weekend. And it's one of those things, I'm a Springfield kid. I'm fifth generation Green
That's what you gotta
County.
do.
Like you gotta take them
Bass
see
Pro,
the
Mexicanville, and Cashew Chicken.
yeah, all the
And
all the
Andy's.
Springfield
One
things,
day.
right?
In one
Got to
day.
hit up all those things. Andy's, all of it.
Overrated.
Hong Kong. No, don't start. Do
Sorry.
not. Do not.
It's going on the
Don't
internet.
you dare shame my face.
I'm not going to shame it.
Yeah, you're just going to talk crap.
No.
Well, uh-huh.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
to play nice. I have to live in this community.
Yeah, exactly.
Involved in it.
Hong Kong Inn's still the best Chinese
Yeah.
place in town.
No arguments there.
Yeah, I love
You said Mexican.
Mexican Villa. I'll also fight anybody over Mexican Villa, but that's a whole nother thing.
I've never been. You know why?
Why's that?
Because it's Villa. And anybody that
No,
calls
I know.
it Villa.
I'm fully aware that we don't say it right. But
I
we
don't-
also have cities in this state called Nevada and Cairo. So it's a bunch of dummies around here, dude. It's not how we're supposed to say it. It's what it's called.
Touche. All right. You're right.
But we took Elsie to Bass Pro this weekend, and like she saw all the big fish and the big stuffed bear, and she got her picture in front of all that.
Yeah.
Like even just the simple little things, like how she does this funny little dance when she's excited. She shakes her little butt, and she's just so excited. And she saw one of those big fishes and like gigantic paddlefish in one of those little aquariums. Not even in Wonders of Wildlife, just in the regular store.
Right.
And she was just wiggling her little butt.
Oh,
She
yeah?
was just having the greatest time and so excited to point at the fish. And then she whips around and points at the bear behind her, and she goes, "Puppy!" And that was the greatest. It was like, do not pet the puppy. Do not pet. That is not a puppy. That's a
Big
bear.
puppy, yeah.
That's a big puppy. That's a real problem. Don't pet the puppy. So, but yeah, I mean, even just, and you did. You took the words right out of my mouth. The simplest stuff is just the coolest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Probably the coolest thing that I've seen so far as a parent, and Daniel, you might have seen this with Kian, is like almost seeing them like conquer a fear / accomplish something that they are so proud of themselves. Because I know like my oldest one, Liam, he did a concert at school, did a music program at school, and he has a little bit of social anxiety, so he doesn't really like being in front of people. But he did the concert, rocked it,
Yeah.
and then after he was done, he was so stinking proud of himself
That's
because he
awesome.
did it.
Yeah.
And me as a dad, seeing him how proud he was of himself was like such a cool feeling. Like so cool that like, again, not an emotional guy, dang near got emotional on that. You know,
Cool.
it was just
Yeah,
like
man.
such a cool
It's great.
feeling as a parent. Like that's the best thing about being a parent is experiencing those things.
Seeing
You
them,
know?
seeing them conquer. I mean, it is so like, or just get excited about something. Like this kid's bougie. We're going to see Hamilton, and he is.
is he just stoked? Just so excited.
Yeah, about Hamilton. It's like, what are you? Whose kid are you?
Yeah.
Like, I told him I was going to take him to the movie theater because
Yeah.
I wanted to. He's never been, and he's like, "Oh, we get to go see one of my friends because we've been to Sight and Sound in Branson quite a few times."
Oh, cool.
It's like, dude, no, the movie theater.
No, like a big flat screen up there. It's a different. It's not like live people stuff.
Such a bougie kid. Do you call your kid anything, by the way? That turtle made me think about. Do you call your kid?
Yeah. So, our older one, we got a couple nicknames for him. Nugget is one, Bubby's another one, but then my youngest one,
Bobo.
He doesn't get a cool nickname. He gets
greatest.
His nickname's Bobo.
Bobo the
Bobo.
greatest.
I call Kian Fox or Foxy.
Where's
Okay.
that come from?
Where's Foxy come from?
Kian thinks he's very funny.
Okay.
He thinks he is slick. And so whenever we would, like when he was really little, he first learned how to walk and run. If you get up, no matter who it is, if you got up, he's going to try to steal your seat. And he just thought
I
it was
love
the
that. That's
funniest
awesome.
thing ever. He could barely even walk. And he's trying to climb on the couch. I mean, it's like as soon as you get up. If he walks in the room or if you both walk out and you both walking back in, he will his version, and of course as he got older, he still kind of does it sometimes. He will sprint to try to steal the seat.
That's fun.
So I started
love
calling
it.
him Fox.
That's
And
good.
then call him
I like
that a
Foxy,
lot.
and then
Yeah.
so-
Dude,
Oh, that's fun.
That's funny.
Those
man.
fun little nicknames are,
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
again, more cool stuff that you get to have with kids.
Yeah.
You just get to name this person whatever the heck you want to
Right?
name them. And then
Pretty much.
you can give them whatever freaking nickname you want to give them.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
they're
I-
stuck with that, and they're gonna
Yeah.
be so embarrassed about that when they get in high school. But
Oh, I'm all
You
for,
better believe
I'm
I'm
all
gonna-
for embarrassing kids.
I'm going to
Oh,
get
yeah.
the most gigantic turtle tattoo, like somewhere on me, just
Wow,
to bother her.
that's commitment
Just to
right
bother
there.
That is
her.
commitment.
Just to bother her about it. So, yeah.
yeah,
Just as long as it don't look like Franklin, that's the ugliest turtle ever. Is it?
It's not a good looking turtle. You're right. No, that's fair.
Sometimes
That's fair.
yeah. Well, I mean, Daniel. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Keenan at all, but it sounds like he's a pretty entertaining little dude.
Yeah.
So what's the most entertaining thing about himself, or just being a parent?
Yeah, it's most certainly his love for basketball. It is
Cool.
weird. So he has like the little, I don't know, Tyke Fisher Price or whatever one.
sure.
Yeah.
And then for Christmas he got a little bit bigger one.
I saw some videos of him going from coast to coast on that
Duncan
thing,
already?
going after it.
Absolutely.
Just all
So
day.
we thought this was Kai's thought that we were getting rid of the little Fisher Price one because this one's a little bit bigger. It's probably where it's at right now. It's probably 6 feet maybe. It can go up to, I don't know what it can go up to.
12.
I don't think it's that. I hope not. It's not that big. It's in the house. That's the other.
That's next year.
Yeah, it's
12 feet
inside.
next year.
It's indoors. He'll be dunking
so
on it
he
soon.
does. Wait, 12.
I'm joking. I was hoping to get a better
12.
reaction out of you for that, and I did not get it.
Yeah, sorry.
Just goal regulation. What's going on here?
He has one. And I tried to. This is where dad mode was activated, then it was deactivated. I do not. There's some things that dads shouldn't. Not just dads. Anybody should not try to do by themselves.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Mounting-
I gotta hear this.
Mounting a 70-plus inch TV into brick is the stupidest thing I've ever tried to do myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no,
I'm not arguing.
no.
So there were the reason I thought I could do it is because the previous owner there's brick and there were already holes in it. There was already TV
okay.
up there, so I thought
You could just fill those same holes. Nah.
that's what she said. I couldn't let that go. I'm sorry, I couldn't let it go. I'll try.
Attaboy. Nice work. Nice work. That's fair.
So I get, and I told you I'm not a really like handsy guy.
No,
like
I
I'm
wouldn't
not a
have
big.
guessed that. Double-breasted jacket. Whatever. It's fine.
So I have like a little drill, it's like a little, and I go and I start trying to drill the hole deeper and all the things. Oh, that was horrible. Okay, so I get it up there and now I'm trying to mount the TV and I have the one you pull the. Don't suggest doing that. 1, 2, putting together a basketball go by yourself, like a 10-foot one.
Oh.
Okay.
It's lying down in my backyard because I couldn't finish it. I got to a certain point and I'm like, this is
6 months ago.
Yeah, right?
that's actually probably accurate. It probably was.
No joke.
it's
Holler at
chilling.
me. That's the kind of stuff that I like to do. So holler at me. I'm down to help, man. I love that kind of stuff.
No, like, okay, I'm dead
serious.
serious. It's there.
Sign me up. I'm in. I love doing those kind of things.
It's too cold right now, so it's just there.
Not with that attitude.
No, I'm not going out there. but that probably is it. Like I love just seeing him run back and forth all night. It's like, kid, it's time to eat. It's time
Endless
to go use the
energy.
bathroom, buddy. To go do something. It's no. He's in the
He's
middle of a
shooting baskets.
game. He'll go to timeouts,
game.
halftime, the locker room.
That's
I'm
awesome.
telling
That's
you,
so good.
our
That's
bedroom
fun.
is the locker room. We'll turn back around and he's in the timeout huddle. And it's like,
Cool.
What's happening here?
But as a guy that played basketball as competitively as you did and as many years as I'm sure you did, that's got to be awesome to see.
It's a good feeling, right?
It's gotta be pretty cool.
We were talking about this the other day. It is awesome, and I'm a little worried because I am
Okay.
competitive and I do want him to be great at anything.
Sure, of course.
But especially something that like I know something about, and I constantly have to
You want to
wrestle.
be able to coach the team.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Kai thinks I would be like Bobby Knight. I'm like, really? You think I'm throwing
I
chairs
don't know
for
about
6
that.
years?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know about all that.
But I would be
Excited.
excited.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a great one. Excited.
Because he also played college basketball.
Yeah.
So I really hoped that we got to talk about this because
Yeah.
I'm Elsie hasn't quite I'm excited. We bought Elsie a crib, and then I bought her a set of golf clubs, and she wasn't here yet. Like, we had the Fisher Price golf clubs and her crib sitting in her bedroom, and those were the first two things in there when we first that was all we had. The only furniture was a big crib and Elsie's little set of golf clubs, and because I like to golf and I'm bad at other sports because you can't play football past 18 unless you're really good, and I sucked. So I was excited about golf, and it's been like small little victories for me because she'll pick up the golf club and hit the little plastic ball with it, and that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the greatest thing ever.
Right?
Yeah.
She's
It
I mean
is.
she's a year and a half, but she's already better than me, which is not saying much. I suck, but but it's those kind of things. Like I'm still a pretty competitive person, but most of it has to do with my job now than it does anything with sports.
Yeah.
Because I play golf because I like to play golf. I don't actually care about my score anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care. I like to play golf. What it really comes down to is I like to hang out with my friends, and golf is a cool place to do that. So
Yeah.
I hope that for Else, it's a fun place for her to get a little competition. And again, I'm not going to try to push that on her though, because my dad, not that dad forced golf on me, but he put me in golf lessons as a little kid. I was that little Tiger Woods kid. Tiger was what, 3, 4, 5, 6 when he was doing golf lessons. Well, so was I.
Oh, really?
Go figure.
So what?
I still suck.
Where did that path split?
The
between
path
you and
diverged
Tiger?
pretty quick, pal.
Okay.
He's an athlete and I am not. But he started me in golf lessons early, but I didn't like the weird solo nature of that sport.
You're too social.
Yeah.
As a little boy,
get
I
that.
didn't like the solo nature of that sport. I was standing out in the
It's too
fairway by
quiet,
myself.
too.
Exactly. I was standing out in the fairway by myself, and maybe my dad was there to watch, but he was excited, and the same way that any of us would have been either.
Yeah.
But he was excited about that next swing, or like wanted me to do it right, or wanted to do well. I was like, this sucks. I want to go play baseball or soccer where I can stand on the sidelines or in the dugout with my friends. Turns out my hand-eye coordination sucks, and so I wasn't any good at either of those either. So that's where football came in, and I got to put my forehead into somebody, and that was what I was good at. So.
Yeah.
Such a prolific athlete.
Yeah, athlete with two Fs. Athlete with two Fs.
Daniel, it's so funny that you say that about coaching, because my wife asked me that multiple times.
I've had that thought about you.
Like, she's like, because Liam, we're probably going to get him like in sports probably this year, because he hits 3.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're going to try to coach his basketball team and stuff like that. And honestly,
you say no, I'm going to be pissed.
Honestly, I think no, because the competitive, the competitive person in me. I don't want to be that dad that is too competitive for those kids, right?
But are you going to let me coach the team? Because I promise that's a bad idea too.
See, that's the thing. If there's a happy medium between like me and like a dad that we're just here to have fun, like there's no winners and losers, I'm gonna be and then teaching them wrong. I'm gonna be.
So is it like a coach and assistant coach kind of thing?
That's what I was going to say.
I think that's what you need, right?
I think like
a good time guy and a good coach and then a dummy.
Right. Like I'm happy to help teach him stuff, but when it comes to the games, I think that's where I'd really struggle.
Yeah.
Fair.
Being too competitive there, and
because you played college basketball too. Like I knew that this was. I wanted to talk about this because I knew this would be something we hadn't really talked about.
As of right now, I don't know. I think I'd struggle with coaching. I mean, that might change once he gets into basketball and stuff. But, but we'll see. And who knows if he's going to be into basketball, right? Because I get that question a lot too. Because I played basketball and football, and so I get that question a lot. It's like, hey, are your boys, since you have boys, are going to play basketball and football? I'm like, I don't know. And honestly, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I want them to play something, right? Mm-hmm. Because I think personally, I think sports teaches kids a lot of good things, right? It teaches them to work as a team, teaches them to be coachable, to listen to somebody besides mom and dad.
Absolutely,
right? Lots of good things there. So I want them to do something. What sport it is, I don't care. And then the next question is, it's like, well, what if they do a sport that you don't find entertaining or you don't like? And I'm like,
that doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
If it's something that my daughter's interested in, I do not care. I'll get into competitive video games if that's what she's into. I don't care.
If they do archery, I know nothing about that, and probably never shot a bow in my life. But
you better believe I'm going to figure it out.
If my kid is doing it,
and it doesn't matter if it's sports or not, if it's math spelling.
Sure,
I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be loud.
Be their biggest fan.
You better believe it.
I mean, loud.
Well,
absolutely.
My mom's a music teacher, dude. And I played high school football, and she was there. Yeah. And through that diaphragm that she learned how to sing through, she was yelling from the stands, man.
Still lacking that.
She was all about. Now, with that being said, I had to stand there and teach her, okay, no. Cornerback is different from quarterback. Those are two different things. But teaching mom those kind of things.
That'll be me. I don't care if it's soccer. I don't know anything about that sport.
Right.
There's people running around and kick a ball, but I'm gonna be loud.
But that's what we're excited about. We've got so many with Springfield the way that it is, and our community the way that it is. There's so many different folks that have different interests. We'll make Travis Lyles coach the soccer team.
He would be a great coach.
We'll make Danny Collins come back to Springfield to coach the soccer team because he was
Springfield.
Yeah. Well, he's in Northwest Arkansas now. Yeah.
Oh,
and he played
Drury.
He played soccer at Drury, but I went to high school with Danny.
I don't like Drury.
What's that?
I don't like Drury.
I don't know. I know you don't.
Next door neighbor.
I never beat Drury. That's why I don't like Drury. I have much more respect for Drury. That's a joke. What are you, Panthers?
You Panther fans out there. My mom and dad both were graduates. Thank you.
Animal, Daniel. The hell's a bearcat?
A bearcat is real. It is.
No,
very,
it's not. No, it's not.
Look it up. It is.
I don't want to look it up.
It's very ugly.
Funny. Their logo looks a lot like a panther, but they call it a bearcat. So
what? I never beat Drury, so it is that type of hatred. But I do respect Drury.
Yeah, it's
fair enough.
It's fun school.
Fair enough. No, I mean it's funny. You alluded to it earlier, where Liam is he's a big kid for his age, and so I am interested to see how he grows and develops. And I mean, as of right now, I think he'll be a great athlete, but he's
going to be 7'12".
He's not quite 3 years old yet. So there's a lot of time for that to develop and whatnot. However, one area that he does struggle in is kid logic. Okay, so
kid logic.
yeah, so
He's got some kid logic.
yeah, this happened last night to me, and it just cracks me up. So again, single parenting last night or 2 nights ago, whenever it was, we put Brody down. We go downstairs to watch a movie, right? Or take that back. We put Brody down, and while we're putting Brody down, Liam's like, special snack. Okay, so whenever we want Liam to do something now, we tell him, we're like, hey, if you do this, you get a special snack. So we're bribing him.
Bribing children.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
And we're like,
It's called parenting. Same thing.
If you put your clothes on, you get a special snack. If you finish dinner, you get a special snack, right? So while we're
Come
putting
live over there.
yeah, right?
I mean, Cheerios? Like, that's a normal thing, right?
Yeah. It's not going to help with your fat shaming. But yeah, so
neither is this hoppy coffee.
Yeah,
but
we're putting Brody down,
WWLS.
and Liam's like, special snack, and I'm like, after we put Brody down, I'll tell you what, you've been awesome today. You had a great day at school. We'll get you a special snack, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we put Brody down. We go into the pantry, and his special snacks are either these Dunkable things, which are cookies that you dip in frosting, basically, or cookies.
We had Dunkables as kids. That was a whole thing. Yeah, absolutely.
And so he picks the
I'm older than you.
I'm about to say, y'all in a different decade.
Yeah, don't start, Daniel. God dang it. Don't start with me.
I
Don't
didn't
start.
have Dunkables. And so he picks the Dunkables between the two, right? So we go downstairs, we go watch a movie, and he doesn't eat the cookies. He just dips his finger in frosting the whole time. And
Of course.
clears out
Duh.
the frosting,
Why not?
right? Typical
Give me
little
cookies. You got
typical
fingers.
little kid there.
Come on now.
He finishes it, and he's like, special snack, Dad? And I'm like, nah, man, you get one for the night, right? You just get one. He's like, special snack, no cookie? And I'm like, no. And so he lets that sit for a minute, and he's over there just kind of sitting by himself. He's like, I'm so full, my belly hurts. And then he looks me dead in the eye, and he's like, cookie make it all better? And I'm like, first off, there's so many things going on here.
That is not how math works, pal.
Right.
First, you're trying to guilt trip me into getting you dang cookie. Second off, where does that logic come from? I'm so full, only if I eat more, that'll make me feel better. Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, dude,
perfect.
no, that's not happening.
Is it in a repeat question phase yet?
Oh, yeah, why? Times 20? Yeah, we
Or
get that
just
one.
anything. Anytime we pass by Cox or Mercy. So Kian was born at
Yeah.
Mercy, Switch Insurances. Danny Grace was born at Cox. Anytime, and I do mean anytime, we drive by Cox and Mercy, double whammy if we drive by them on the same night. He's asking, is that my hospital? Was I born there?
Is that my
And
hospital?
he knows.
Yeah, he knows it. That's
he
my
knows
hospital.
which one is Cox. He knows what's Mercy. He knows where he was born. He knows where his sister was born. He knows that we have different insurance. I mean, he knows all of that. It is the
that's
same
so
question.
good.
It's like, dude, I love the conversation, but we can talk about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the logic is
Right? It's
It's
tough.
interesting.
Right? No,
Love
it's funny
that.
that you say that because Liam, so my truck broke down the other day. I had to take it to the shop. This is probably, I say the other day, it's probably like 2 months ago.
6'1".
And we went to Big O Tires. Now, literally every time we go by any Big O Tires, not just the one that I got mine fixed at, he's like, is that where Dad got his truck fixed? I'm like, yeah, dude. Is that where Dad got? Yeah. I mean, yeah, right?
it's the same
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Give it a
so
rest.
anyways-
Yeah, no, we got it. Give it a rest.
Kids are funny, man.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Something else.
So we've talked enough about my dad, who's the guy who's hovering over your shoulder here.
Old Greg.
Old Greg, if you will.
That is fancy AF.
Isn't that great? A goofball. So he's a
He's so
cheese ball
bougie.
like I am. You can
I
see
can
the
look at
cigar
him all
poking
day.
through his fingers. That's
Yeah.
because he can't take anything seriously, just like I can't.
I want to touch it.
Yeah. No, I'm with.
I just want to touch it.
I just want to touch
I
it.
just imagine that's what Jesus looks like.
Please don't give him a bigger ego.
You think
Please
so?
don't. Please don't.
Maybe St. Peter.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody besides that. Do you have anything else you want to talk about your dad? Anything? Because I know he's up there, so I figured we'd ask.
Yeah. I think parenting is, another cliche thing. They say it's the hardest job, and I really do think it is. So I was, I don't remember where this was. They were like, okay, be for real. Like moms do the lion's share of the work. It's like,
I would agree with that.
okay, yeah, that's fair. It's also like just parenting in general is kind of difficult, and so there are things like I
agree with
never
that.
thought I would say or do because my dad said and did them.
Sure.
and you quickly find out that they come up. Without going, okay, I will say this. My least favorite thing my dad says, and he always says it, and it is helpful, I just don't like it. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Sure.
Hate it.
Yeah.
1,000%. But it's always so helpful. And my dad, he's such a calm guy. He's like my eccentricism. I don't know if that's how you say that
Eccentricities?
word. I've been drinking a lot of root beer. I don't know.
Yeah, that's all good. Too much sugar
You
in
said
Daniel.
2 words.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they mean there. Yeah, you go ahead.
Just how like hyper I am, and like
Sure.
I can be on edge at times, and he's just always so even keeled. But like, I kind of watched this man, and I learned how like what it means to be loyal. My dad did things that, like, I'm a preacher's kid, so we were always at church, like always at church. And my dad had become a pastor of a very small church, and like so much so, like there are times where we will be the only family that's there, because maybe there's a few families there, and for whatever reason they didn't show up or had to leave early or whatever it is. Those are the Sundays. I think I've talked about this somewhere before, right? Those are the days I'm like, yeah, we're gonna leave early. It's Milton preaching, we're gonna leave early. And it seems like he preaches that much longer.
That's not how that works, huh?
I know these guys can't go nowhere without me.
It was a good 30-minute drive. Like, we can finish this in a car on the way home. Like, let's go. But
just tell me the sermon. I don't
know.
need everybody else
we
doesn't
can
need
talk
to
about
tell
this
me.
later. Like, take that nice Sunday nap. We can talk about this after we wake up. I mean, come on. But like, just between like seeing how he and continues to really handle like his church, like his job. My dad's a professor. I work at a college and I also teach. It's those types of things. It's just really interesting. And I also have my brothers. Like I mentioned, I'm the youngest of 6, and I have 3 brothers, and they're all dads. And it's just kind of cool to see how they dad. Because I have my dad, but then I also had them, and they even now. I mean, they're wild. They're wild too. And if they call younger siblings spoiled or brats.
Oh yeah.
And I used to be like, I'm really not. Now I say maybe, but it's not my fault. You do realize that I didn't become spoiled by myself.
Sure.
But I had and have those role models, and like anytime, I don't know, sometimes I call my dad and just talk to him and just ask questions, you know what I mean? Or most times I'm yelling or venting about something, and that's about it.
Preach.
But yeah.
Preach back to him.
Yeah, no
right.
kidding.
But no, it's just having that type of a role model kind of makes this job possible.
Yeah.
Even at times where I feel like I'm gonna surely F these kids up, like I have no clue what I'm doing.
Sure.
Yep.
Most days.
Spoiler alert: we all don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just for the record, we all don't know what
It's
we're
like
doing.
most days I'm like, okay, they're alive today.
Mm-hmm.
They got some type of food, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sometimes that becomes the bar.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're still breathing. We didn't do anything that just ruined them. And that having that kind of a mindset of like, man, I don't want to mess these kids up too bad. Just hopefully I can just be there, and they're gonna hate something that I say or do at some point. That but hopefully I can have the same type of relationship that I have with my dad now.
That's cool. I love that
with my kids. So like it's really cool. Like I mentioned, I'm a preacher's kid, so that's that's been a really important part of my upbringing. It's been an important part of how I parent, how my wife and I parent. So all that's helpful. Those are things that kind of give me hope for maybe I can do this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Even in times where I feel like I have no clue what to do next.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't hate that thought process though, because at the end of the day, we've only ever really seen, unless you had a step or something like that, a stepdad or something like that. Like we've only ever really seen one dad parent hands on, right? Like unless you had a stepdad or something. So like we only really have that one example to live off of, to reflect off of. So that's I'm into that. So I would be remiss if I didn't take us, as we get to the end of the episode, directly into everybody's favorite part of the episode, It's time for Dad Joke of the Week.
Dad Joke time.
Dad Joke time. I heard about this guy. He's a local business owner, Italian chef, but he has some terminal illness problems. Like the guy's getting up there in age, but he's also got some just basically he's got some stuff wrong with him.
Okay.
But he passed away. Can only really deal with so much. Deal with so much. Now he's just a pizza history.
Man, this thing just keeps going. And I don't think he's getting better.
I don't know. I thought it was really good. All right, fine, be that way.
Oh man, I don't think it's getting any better.
He's just a pizza history.
I was like,
That's a good one. The pizza history. That's nice.
The cannoli, the pots.
Cannoli deal with so much.
Somebody please save this poor dude.
What do you got, DC?
Oh man, wow. I'm still impressed with how bad that joke.
Thank you, everybody.
Still how bad that
Yeah.
Oh man.
With friends like him, who needs friends, right?
Okay, so, anyways, you guys know I'm from a small town, right?
Humansville.
So I don't want to be stereotypical here, but I went on a fishing trip.
That's the name of the town.
Yeah, literally, Humansville.
Poto.
So I went on a fishing trip with some buddies. There's 3 of them there, and they're all chain smokers. Again, small town stereotypical, right? They like their cigarettes. Okay,
Sure.
Anyways, we're on this boat. Okay, 3 dudes. Yeah, I'm not a smoker, but they like to smoke. And for whatever reason, they only had 4 cigarettes with them, right? But the problem was they didn't have any lighters to light these cigarettes, right? And dudes, chain smokers, love smoking. So it's like, what the hell do you do if you don't have a lighter with a cigarette?
I have no idea. What do you do if you don't have a lighter with a cigarette?
Well, they had 4 cigarettes. Okay.
4 cigarettes.
Okay. Yeah. 3 of them. So they threw 1 cigarette overboard. So the whole boat became a cigarette lighter.
Nope. I refuse. I'm not. Nope. That's pretty good. A cigarette lighter. Yeah, and I'm into that. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid.
All right. I do like that.
And then I passed away. What did you have?
I forgot to tell you all about my run-in early with the garage guy.
What was going on with the garage guy?
Sorry, this isn't a joke. This is the real story.
Oh,
No, I was like,
I thought this was a setup for a dad joke.
Like, where's this
No,
going?
I do have a dad joke, but basically what happened, I was just out there trying to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
He was fixing my garage.
Sure.
And that's when I realized, that I was what the commercials were about. So I don't really know. I was embarrassed and I felt bad. I wanted to take a nap after that. But okay, so here's the joke. Here's my joke. That was it happened today. I was like, of all days, and I caught myself in the mid sentence. And I just walked away.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, I can't do this. He's trying to work. Leave the dude alone.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh, Daniel.
Do you all know? Did you know? This is a fact that
Yeah.
we have 3 knees.
Okay. We got 3 knees.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like,
We have the left knee, we have the right knee, and the wee knee.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Uncle Joke.
definitely
Uncle joke.
That's definitely
Oh,
an
no.
uncle joke. Definitely an uncle
So
joke.
you've not seen any of the episodes
Yeah.
yet, but anything that has like a halfway innuendo lilt to it, we've decided we're going to start calling those Uncle Jokes. Because like Dad...
That is my best job. I've been doing that for 27 years. So
He's already talked about it, him being a
He
good
pulled a
uncle.
that's what she said earlier.
So good. Man, well, Daniel, thank you for being here, dude.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thank you for having me.
This
This
is
is fun.
This has been a blast.
Yeah.
Realistically, I could do this for another hour if given the opportunity.
You know what? Let's go. Just kidding.
Yeah, actually, we'll just start this thing over.
Yeah.
We'll get Daniel 2.0.
yeah, I changed clothes.
Yeah, exactly. I got a T-shirt upstairs you can wear. Appreciate you being here. We always love the opportunity to bring on some of our buds, just talk about their experience. So we appreciate you.
Yeah,
Folks out there on the internet, give us some shout outs in DMs, on social media, on YouTube, Spotify,
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram. Give us some of your dad hacks. Give us some of your dad jokes. Shout us out in the comments because we have started to just get some of them pretty regularly. Whether
some of them are really good.
Yeah, some of the dad hacks
just got one
we're
today
gonna
that was
we're gonna
real
just
good.
heartlessly steal some of the dad hacks that
100%.
we're getting comments and DMs from folks. We're like, yeah, that's mine now. I'm just gonna
Really?
use that in a future episode. So
Thanks for sharing.
yeah, thank you for sharing. We're stealing that heartlessly. So thank you all very much. So without anything else to add, man, way to go, decent dad. Way to go.
Can we
Good job,
dab?
Daniel.
Way to go. No, we cannot dab. I'm saying it right now. No
You
dabbing.
do you, Daniel. You do you, buddy.
Hey, you know what? We'll see y'all next time. Do mess stuff up.
There we go. That's on.
It's the red button. I see it.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the red dot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel, what'd you mess that up for?
Dang it.
Holy crap.
Yeah, good catch,
You know
Daniel.
what? Thank you.
Thanks for saving the whole podcast.
saved us
there.
from screwing up dad jokes
2 weeks
again.
in a row.
I swear
Is this
on
back
my
to our
life, I
first
just
time?
I swear
You
on my
did
life, I
press
just
it,
hit
but
that
it
button.
didn't. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Gosh. I remember my first
No, but truly,
podcast.
all the
Don't
books
caught me off guard.
all the books I read and stuff are like super insurancy. I was like, I don't really want to talk about like really nerdy insurance stuff. Like nobody wants to actually hear about that. So
Power of Zero. Have you read that one?
no, because I don't deal in zeros. I only deal with big numbers. Okay,
That's an
sorry.
insurance book.
Oh, is it really? I need that.
Yeah.